It's not something that a lot of people know. If there's a child in a family that has ADHD, there's a chance that one of the parents will also have ADHD. I'm an adult who was recently diagnosed with ADHD, and I have 4 children. My oldest son is named Max. He is 14 years old. He has ADHD. I have an 11-year-old son whose name is Sam. He also has ADHD. I have a 9-year-old daughter named Mia. She also has ADHD. And I have an 8-year-old son named Judah who was just recently also diagnosed with ADHD. That makes us a very interesting genetic mix, although we know that ADHD is highly inheritable, so it's probably not as unusual as it sounds. I thought, well, adults with ADHD are not gainfully employed and they're not professionals and, they're not managing their lives, and so that can't be me. When I really started to look at my life, even though from the outside I was making all the appointments and I was advocating for my children in school, and, I started to realize that the toll that it was taking on me was more than I saw my friends experiencing. I found myself having to spend every hour of every weekend playing catch up and not going to my children's soccer games anymore and, not going on hikes with them because I felt like I needed all that time to get the things done that I didn't get during the week. And talking with my doctor, he diagnosed me with ADHD, and I told him at that point that my children were taking Concerta. I said, is there reason to think that it would work for me? And he said, absolutely. I think it's good for my children to know that I have ADHD too, and we're sort of on a team. One morning, I was getting this probably about a month after I started taking Concerta, and I just forgot to take it. And I was getting my kids ready, and I found myself just getting so aggravated and furious. And then I could really see to my part in the dynamic, because so my children are getting ready, and then my anxiety too. They're not getting ready, and I know the bus is going to come, and so I was certainly feeding into sort of the tension of the morning. Now I'm more able to do what I need to do, and then to really sit and listen to my children and talk to them, and because I think it's one thing to be with them, and there's another thing to really be with them.
Concerta is a prescription product approved for the treatment of attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, ADHD, as part of a total treatment program that may include counseling or other therapies. Important safety information. Talk to your healthcare professional for a proper diagnosis and treatment of ADHD. Only a healthcare professional can decide whether medication is right for you or your child. Concerta should not be taken by patients who have allergies to methylphenidate or other ingredients in Concerta, significant anxiety, tension, or agitation, glaucoma, tics, Tourette syndrome, or family history of Tourette syndrome, current or past use of monoamine oxidase inhibitor, MAOI, esophagus, stomach, or intestinal narrowing. Children under 6 years of age should not take Concerta. Abuse of methylphenidate may lead to dependence. Tell your healthcare professional if you or your child has had problems with alcohol or drugs, has had any heart problems, heart defects, high blood pressure, or a family history of these problems, has had depression, abnormal thoughts or visions, bipolar disorder, or seizure. Contact your healthcare professional immediately if you or your child develops abnormal thinking or hallucinations, abnormal or extreme moods and/or excessive activity, or if aggressive behavior or hostility develops or worsens while taking Concerta. Your child's healthcare professional should check height and weight often and may interrupt Concerta treatment if your child is not growing or gaining weight as expected. Stimulants may impair the ability of the patient to operate potentially hazardous machinery or vehicles. Caution should be used accordingly until you're reasonably certain that Concerta does not adversely affect your ability to engage in such activities. The most common adverse reaction, greater than 5%, reported in children and adolescents, was upper abdominal pain. The most common adverse reactions, greater than 10%, reported in adults, were dry mouth, nausea, decreased appetite, headache, and insomnia. You are encouraged to report negative side effects of prescription drugs to the FDA. Visit www.fda.gov/medwatch or call 1-800-FDA-1088. The individuals appearing in this video have been compensated for their participation.